Hello everyone, my name is Deepak. I'm corporate consultant and trainer on .NET technology, yes, including Blazor UI. Welcome you onto the journey of Blazor UI training. And yes, it should be definitely very interesting for you all. Let me go through the journey of Blazor. Welcome back. Blazor UI is the latest framework in talk of the town for the front-end development. It has been done by Microsoft, and all those things are known to you most likely. I'll try to get you through the prerequisites, what you need to have, environment setup, and what you actually expect before you begin Blazor. Let me go to quickly that what are the major components and what are the things available through the Blazor and what you can do. It's definitely is having multiple component frameworks, and it's an open source enterprise libraries and all that available for you. However, you can understand very well that yes, it is not replacing Angular from the technical perspective only, but the way it has been used into real development scenarios as well. Let me go through what we needed for development of Blazor. Quickly, I'll go through that. This would be perfectly natural to ask and understand before you begin for Blazor. What do you actually expect to know, which will help you in terms of learning the Blazor well? Well, I'll suggest it's very simple. Whatever you do onto .NET would be sufficient, but to point something, I would suggest it is good to have anything related to, .NET basics with web application development. Then definitely you need to have .NET C# is must here, because we are not going to do the coding into VB.NET, and prefer to have a backend coding environment knowledge just to have a good overview. And I would suggest MVC among that would be good. So to do a Blazor application, definitely you don't need to know backend, you don't need to know many other things. But actually here in this training, to deliver it well, I'm not limiting you into .NET environment as a prerequisite, but it is good to know the basics of C#.NET, web application development basics, and MVC. It will probably help you to sail through the training very well. As a prerequisite for development on Blazor, I would suggest you must have Visual Studio 2022 is what I would suggest you to have. That's the best one you can think of to have right now. And we will be delivering the training on .NET Core, which is version 6. I need not to mention that when you have Visual Studio 2022 installed, it by natural comes with version 6, latest feature and everything installed over there. So you don't need to install much, but yes, you must have the access to install NuGet packages whenever and wherever required. And please check that the Blazor template is available into your Visual Studio when you start any of the application. You can probably check into your Visual Studio by going on and checking all the templates available for Blazor. Pretty much you would find Blazor server-side options, Blazor UI options, and few other options. And of course, you will also find the MAUI, which is the latest into cross-platform app development. However, we are focusing here into WebAssembly app development using Blazor and other stuffs whichever comes into requirement. So you should probably see these options into your Visual Studio when you are actually looking for the development here. Apart from that, I would suggest you to have, strongly suggest you to have SQL Server, any version, any edition installed and running, so that if at all we are making progress through making a project into this training, probably it will help us through doing it, the entry framework code and all that pre-done, if at all, which will help us to do using Microsoft SQL Server. However, that is secondary, which we can discuss during the training, whether you want to make a complete application or not. If at all you're making a complete application, you can have SQL Server being installed and it will probably help you much. All right, this is the time we actually were expecting to know what actually we are actually covering into this training. So let me go through the Blazor lifecycle we are covering, and we are covering components, Apart from that, we are covering error handling in components. We are taking care of event management for the components. And apart from that, we are also taking care of data binding. And we are taking care of some of the things related to JavaScript stuff, which we are doing into the Blazor. Pretty much, I want to display each one of it in little display. Probably you can see for life cycle, these are the things we are covering. And for Blazor component, we are doing a lot of the things here. I believe this would have been shared with you well before we began this journey. So if at all you have something, we can discuss these things in the first day of our session, which actually happens very soon. And then you can have these things into the component in details. Before that, you had these things in error component. Data binding, we are doing it, a lot of things, and we are taking care of integrations with the components in the JavaScript. What you actually do might think to expect and do will probably would help you here is to know what were the alternatives and is an alternative of Blazor right now in industry. And now here comes the last question, which I'll just scribble it here. What is the mother of Blazor concept? I recommend and suggest to go through the internet or discuss it through your friends what is called WebAssembly. And how come the WebAssembly has helped us to evolve for Blazor? I can probably say and stop this discussion for today by saying Blazor was just a chaining tool to convert any language data into website language or any browser language. That was being done by the WebAssembly well before the Blazor came in. So what it used to do is help any coding language to convert into a machine language, and more than that would be very early before we start our training. So basically, WebAssembly was something which converts the code into the browser language code, which is predominantly today. And Blazor was the technique which was actually converting the C# language into the WebAssembly language. Please do not get confused with the web and the assembly, two different words. It says an adjective, not an adjective. It is a noun here called WebAssembly, has been given the name to a technology. Probably you can go ahead and take on the internet and check what is called WebAssembly, which will help you. So my take would be to go through bit basic of the WebAssembly, what has been done, how it's been done, and then how the history of WebAssembly and Blazor comes hands in hand. That's it. Let me wrap it up with close quickly by going ahead and see whatever we could scribble in here. So you need the basic knowledge of web app, C#, .NET, MVC core before you start this journey, which you should have been having. And the prerequisite for development through the journey of this training, you need Visual Studio SQL Server. And of course, we are doing the training on .NET Core version 6. And apart from that, I don't expect much from your side for now. However, one thing is point to be noted here and help you is that during this training, we'll try to make one application hands-on, depending on how we want to sail through, or I'll just suggest you how you can make one application post this training is over. And all the best. See you all soon. I'm actually excited to see you as soon as possible whenever I get the timings, and we will try to continue. Let's see. Good day.